Well, Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister wanted to take all of the questions yesterday, but he won't answer any questions today. The law requires that ministers put their assets in a blind trust within 120 days of being appointed. But we've learned that the Finance Minister chose not to put his family fortune into a blind trust. Now, the law is there to in place to prevent conflicts of interest, and Canadians deserve to know whether the minister is using his position to benefit his family company. So the question is simple: when did the Finance Minister sell his shares in Morneau Chappelle?
Honourable Government House Leader.
Has worked with the Ethics Commissioner to ensure that every recommendation and all conflicts of interest rules were followed. Mr. Speaker, as the Minister of Small Business and Tourism, I'm very pleased with the announcement we made yesterday. I'm very pleased that we are working on behalf of Canadians. I'm very pleased that we are working on behalf of our job creators. This week is Small Business Week, and we need to thank our job creators, and that's why yesterday's news was excellent news that we will be reducing the small business tax rate to 9% by 2019. We will continue to do the good work they expect us to do. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
No small business owner expects that the government will target them and call them tax cheats, and that is what the government has been doing for months now. These are the facts. The law requires ministers to either put their shares in a blind trust or sell them within 120 days of being appointed. We know the Finance Minister chose not to place his Morneau Chappelle shares into a blind trust. So again, this question is very simple. When did the Finance Minister sell his shares in Morneau Chappelle?
Honourable Government House Leader.
Speaker, the Minister of Finance, like I'm sure all members, work closely with the Conflict of Interest and Ethics Commissioner to ensure that the rules are followed. All recommendations that were made to him, he accepted. Every year there is a review of the paperwork, and we will continue to work with her to ensure that all rules are in compliance. But Mr. Speaker, as the Minister of Small Business and Tourism, it is Small Business Week. It is an exciting week for our job creators. We have committed to reducing the small business rate to 9% by 2019. More so, we listened to exactly what their concerns were to ensure that any rules will work in their...
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the one thing that you can always count on with the Liberals is that eventually they start acting like Liberals. This minister has traveled the country for months calling pizza shop owners and farmers tax cheats, accusing all kinds of hardworking Canadians of trying to avoid paying their fair share. And the whole time, it was he himself who was avoiding paying his fair share. Over there who's even slightly embarrassed about the hypocrisy of the Finance Minister keeping his shares out of a blind trust and not disclosing this to the public.
The Minister of Small Business and Tourism.
Commitment to Canadians to ensure that their voices were heard in this place. And that's exactly what members of Parliament are doing. We appreciate the constructive feedback that is coming to the government to ensure that any rules that are implemented work in the best interest of Canadians, especially our job creators, our small businesses. Those are the very people that we work hard for every single day. Yesterday was an excellent news announcement. We reduced small business tax rate from 11% to 9% by 2019. We are not moving ahead with the capital gains exemption because we listen to farmers and fishers. We want to ensure that intergenerational transfers of business continue. We will support...